while we have the epoxy out, this may not be on the same video, but still, while we have the epoxy out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fret leveling file. StewMac sells these for 40 some or 50 some dollars. I can't remember which. They're not that difficult to make. All it is a file epoxy to a flat surface. You have to make sure that you compensate for the fact that files are not flat. That's something you need to understand. It's really unusual to find a file that is flat. I'm just trying to come up with something, some kind of a design that my hand will fit well with, and I'm probably not going to do a good job first try, but that's perfectly fine. What I'm going to do now is saw this to size. This is an old maple neck that I messed up on many years ago. And I hung on to it. I've learned over the years that I built guitars, don't throw any hardwood away. Just don't. I always find out that when I do, I regret it at some point. I am not sure how much of this you're going to see. But I put it over on this side because I'm left-handed. And so hopefully you'll be able to see the majority of it. But we'll see. If you don't see a lot of it, I'll just skip to the appropriate part of the video. Let's adjust that a bit more. I don't know if that'll help or hinder. I think you can probably see the wood in my hands, but I don't know if you can see me cutting this pattern or not, but we will work with what we've got. It's hard on my hands. Yeah, that's gonna, I think that's gonna feel pretty blame good, but let me see. I want to actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not either, but I want to actually, let's see, that is, the curve that I drew is like too steep. I don't know what you'd call it, but we're gonna do this. And now all I'm going to do is just take this. We're going to adjust where this is at. I'm just going to take this and shape it, and I'm not really worried about following the shape that I drew. That was just basically a rough estimate of what I wanted. I'm going to try to make this fit my hand. That's the goal. This is a Nicholson rough or coarse wood rasp. I just got it. and it's definitely coarse. And what I was looking for, I tend to use, I should do a video on them, and I probably will at some point. I tend to use wood rasps and metal files. Files meant and designed to work metal, to work wood with. The files that are designed to work metal with work really well in wood. I use files to kind of smooth stuff out after I've gone after it with a rasp, and they wear a lot better than one designed for wood, or one's designed for wood. In my experience, the metal is harder, and so they wear a lot better. I have metal files that are probably 50 years old or more, and have passed through my hands and a few other people's hands before they got to mine. And they work. They're wonderful tools that work really well for me. One of the things you want to be careful of when you use a file is be careful how you hold it and how much you let your thumb do this number. That will eat your thumb just as well as it eats this wood. So I'm not really grabbing hold of it too much. I'm basically just resting my thumb there. See, I could do it like that, but you see how it slipped? So I always like rest another on that other side to kind of prevent that, because that can wear your thumb too. So this is a bastard cut file from Napa. It's a metal file. They work exceptionally well on wood, and I love it. I would not buy a file for wood, specifically for wood, for anything on the earth. Your mileage may vary and all that wonderful stuff. I'm gonna lightly round the edges till I get to here. I'm not rounding it there. And all I'm doing for me, this doesn't require a crap load of shaping of the edges and stuff. I just want it to be smooth enough that Yeehaw. I just want it to be smooth enough that it doesn't dig into the palm of my hand in any kind of way. That would be uncomfortable. Alright, I'll be back when I get this smoothed out and we move to epoxy. Alright, now I've sanded this to 320 because that's what I had. 220 would have been just fine. But I've smoothed everything out. It feels really good in my hand. But there are some small scratches in it. You can see that. That I'm not worried about. I am building a tool. I am not building a guitar. I'll save the finesse for the guitars. I want a tool that is comfortable in my hand and one that is built properly so that it will do the job. But I'm not worried about creating a masterpiece. This is a blooming fret file. So what I'm going to do, this has to be leveled. There's not a lot of, and I know that there we go. I know that it's not level. And I just got to get the blade out of this enough that it will cut. There we go. This is not level. We have to make this level. The first thing I want to do I want to watch out. If I could get this to stay, hold on. Let's go more to the center of the vise. Clamp it flipping down. All right. What I want to be careful of is I don't want to come out of here and bust that. So I want to turn this around. I don't want to bust this end grain out. Yes, there's some tear out. That's all right. All right. That's close. So what I want to do now, this is a beam that I made level. I took a 2x4. I've had this beam for years. I've used it. I used to use it to joint guitar tops. When I used a router, I would route the edge, then smooth everything out with this. I'm going to make some hash marks just so that I can see what this is doing. And I know that this is level because I took this and put it on the table of my table saw with the braces on it and leveled this, flattened this out so that I know that this beam is flat. on, big boy. Dead flat. Let me make absolutely sure. Yes, dead flat. All right, so now, what you have to understand about files, everybody thinks, oh, that file's flat. Most of them rarely are. They are rarely flat. So what you want to do is you want to find, and I'm just going to set it like this, you want to find the concave portion of this file, and that's this side. And I want to set that down like that on this tool, because I want the concave part of this file, when I clamp it down to this flat, that'll make it flat. And that's what I'm looking for. And here is the finished product. I just put like a coat of Minwax wipe-on polyurethane on it. I'm just looking for something to protect it with, a little bit from handling, things like that. But I want to look at how we put this file on here again, because I want to make sure you understand. Remember I said most files are not straight. So right around the center, there's going to be a bow. It's going to bow like this. Okay, you have a concave side, which is placed down on the flat part of the tool handle, so that it does, this is exaggerated, but it does that number, so that when I clamp that down, not only am I clamping it to a flat surface, but the ends are forced down more. Because if I did it the other way, the ends would want to flop up. But if I do it like this, then, and I clamp in the center, then I know that these ends are going to want to stay down. Okay? That's really important to making sure that this is as flat as you're going to be able to get it. That, and making absolutely certain the surface that it is mated to is absolutely as flat as you can possibly get it. But that's pretty much it. Now the only thing that I might change is, when you look here, I left part of this. I should have probably cut it off here. But the thing of it is I have used just a regular old file with the tang and everything still on it to level frets in the years that I've been working and building guitars. And I never once had a single problem, as long as I made sure that if there was any kind of surface that was, any kind of imperfections that might stick up, or any kind of sharp edges or stuff like that, I smoothed them all down and flattened them, ground them down where they weren't a problem. It wasn't an issue, and this has been done that way. It's good to go. And so, not hard to do, well worth your time and effort. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.